going live as usual. A little late on a Wednesday, but here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Riffin with Griffin, baby.
Woo! Them golden pipes is back this week, y'all.
Riffin with Griffin.
Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. This week, had a situation at the Comedy Store that I had to handle, and it spilled over to Twitter, and I just want to talk about it. Went to a doctor's appointment for the baby. It was this weird ultrasound appointment. I want to tell you what happened there. Plus, say goodbye to Warzone 1. They're shutting down the servers, plus news and notes. But welcome back to Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Welcome to Riffin with Griffin. Thanks for being here, everybody. As usual, you know how we do it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications so you know when I'm going live on Wednesdays or when I'm putting up stand-up videos or anything like that. Make sure you check me out there. I'm on Twitch daily. Been a little busy recently because I'm filming an Indy movie. You know, I'm on one of these productions that actually got a waiver to shoot. I'll tell you about that. That's going well. So, but anyways, I am on Twitch most days. And if you want to be a subscriber to the show to help, if you want to be a Twitch subscriber, if you want to be a YouTube member or a Patreon person, all that stuff helps the show. So I appreciate you guys, doing that as usual here on Riffin with Griffin. And, yeah, that's how we do it, y'all. That's how we do it. Today's show is brought to you by Factor Meals. Thank you, Factor Meals. Factor's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/Griffin50 and use code Griffin50 to get 50% off. Thank you, Factor, for being a show sponsor and contributor. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. What's up, everybody? What's up, chat? How's everybody doing? Appreciate y'all for being here as always. I'll put the Q&A up. What you got, as I put in every week. If you have some question or whatever you're going to say there, we'll let me know what's going on. What's on your mind? What's on your mind, chat? I see somebody already misrepresenting stuff, which is something I want to talk about today, being misrepresented. That's the theme of the day. I should have had something on there for that. But anyways, welcome. It's like I see somebody said already did. You ain't on strike, you troll. No, yes, we're on strike. It's like yes and no. If they gave out waivers. SAG gave out waivers for certain productions that are indie productions that are going to abide by all of the things that they're asking for. Then they could shoot. There's many productions that are able to shoot, and believe me, a lot of people out of work right now. So it's like the little small crew that we have. Because you're talking about makeup people, lighting people, sound people, like all the people that don't get to work. You think it's just the actors that are affected, but it's not. So our production is going, and it's going strong, and it's going well. But I am busy. So I did that. Then today I did, I'm just doing stuff, man, shooting stuff. But and then I'm doing this. I'm doing, because I don't know if you guys know, but I directed Matt Rife's last YouTube special that's going to be on It was on YouTube called Matt Stephen Rife, dedicated to his grandfather. And so now he's doing another one, and it's a big one. It's like Netflix. And some things, I was already a producer, but some things happened, and I had to now step in as director. So I'm going to get a big Netflix credit. Erik Griffin, director, Netflix. And I'm joining the DGA and everything, too. So hopefully that another stage, another career move for your boy trying to get into the world. What's going on? So today's episode, I have a lot of things, not a lot of things to talk about, but like some chunky things to talk about. We went on a doctor's visit. I do want to talk about that because it was such a weird 20-week scan, ultrasound, big thing. And it was just such a weird experience we had at the doctor's office. So I'll tell you guys about that. Tell you guys once again about this. I was at the Comedy Store the other night, and there was 2 drunk hecklers in the front row. Just these drunk women, and I went up last, and I'm going to tell you what happened, the aftermath of that. And COD, Call of Duty, Warzone 1, Caldera, Verdansk, all the beauty of Warzone 1 is gone. They're turning off the servers tomorrow. It's going to be gone, which is so crazy if you're into Call of Duty, into the Call of Duty world and all that. So I do want to get into that, plus some news and notes that's going on around the crazy internet, y'all. Let's see now. What's you know how we do? I like to go to comments. And if you have a question, now's the time to put it in that Q&A because I'm going to go there. So again, thank you for all the comments. And if you subscribe to the channel, or if you're listening later, it's nice to write comments also on the Apple and all those other places because that pushes the algorithm for people to listen to the podcast. And I appreciate all you people on long drives, all you truckers out there, all you people that with long commutes, that you hit me up and tell me how you listen to the podcast in the car or like when you're working out or everything like that. I'm glad to be a part of your life with my crazy thoughts, and I appreciate that for you always being here. Okay, Chili Willie 7454. Only 20 minutes ago, he wrote this one. I guess what he was talking about, what was going on with that Danny Masterson case. He said, I haven't kept up with the case, but if a friend of mine accused of something and I had a chance to see the evidence myself, I might not agree with the jury. You never know. Juries have been known to be wrong. Again, I have no knowledge of this actual case. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get what you're trying to say. I'm not a believer in like everything's a conspiracy type of thing. You know what I mean? I think that if you have a friend, a family member, someone you're like, I'm not talking about some casual coworker or something like that. Maybe you have somebody you've known 20 plus years. You've been in their life. You know their kids. They know your kids. You know what I mean? And then they do something terrible or they're accused of something terrible and they go to a trial and then it's like, man, what are you supposed to do? I mean, some people feel like, they like to tell the internet that they would just be like, I'm out of here. People like to say that they would do that, but I don't think you would for your brother or your sister, or your cousin, or someone you really knew, no matter what they did, And also, though, that being said, if you are someone that is like, you have a strong moral core or you just feel like, ooh, because I know people that like have a brother or sister, someone really close to them, and just the way they treat them, they don't talk to them anymore. So I totally get that too. So it's like, yeah, you make choice, but don't begrudge somebody that like is like, hey, I'm trying to look out for my friend. Doesn't mean you condone bad behavior. Doesn't mean you think they're innocent. You just like support your friend and you're sad or whatever it is like that. So it's a tough situation. This is a good question. The Lasers 8. Griff, if you could direct and make any type of film with an unlimited budget, what kind of film would it be and why? Man, that's a good question, and I wish I would have looked at this one ahead of time, but just off the cuff, I think I would want to make a sci-fi comedy, maybe even a sci-fi dramedy, I should say. It's like my own version of Star Wars, but with just funny people, but also, with real moments, just like a real moments, So it's not campy, it's not woke, it's just real moments, but because I love sci-fi universe, so it would probably be something like that. This guy Himara Jen May 6416, another stupid name. A live intro every podcast. Damn, Griff, your top shelf like a bottle of Richard. I don't even know what a bottle of Richard is. Scott Barkley just wrote Tom Cruise is the GOAT. It's maybe because I was talking about whatever movie, Top Gun or whatever, Mission Impossible. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. You know, I'm just going to casually, just real quick, throw this in. I saw, what do you call it? Equalizer 3, Denzel Washington. I really enjoyed this movie. It's just like a standalone movie. So maybe I'll give like a brief review of the movie. I don't know if we're supposed to support movies or not, but it's already been made. What are we supposed to do? Like, go watch it. Somebody said circa 11011. Take a shot every time Erik uses the word nuance. Ooh, that's a very nuanced joke. 2 shots. That's 2 shots for you people. Then of course another girl sees the Matt Rife interview. I loved this interview so much. Well done. This is funny. One of Rachel's friends hits her up. Oh, you know what's funny? Let me show you guys something. So when I've been on a lot of Zoom calls, you know, about this Matt Rife special. So, you know, we got all these Zoom calls because I have to talk to people. I'm getting caught up with everything and, you know, just getting to know people and all this, right? And then so when I'm on the Zoom calls, let me see. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, when I'm on the Zoom calls, I put this in the background. Wait, how come it's not going live? I don't understand this stupid thing, baby. I have this. Wait. I got to figure this out. This is like really annoying. Switch. I have it go auto live. You know, I have it going auto live, but it's not working. I don't understand why it's not working. You know, it's so weird. I got to do like this. I got to go to this one and I got to come back to this one. There we go. Look, it'll show up now. So this is just for the YouTube people. So when I'm on the Zoom calls that have anything to do with Matt about like the documentaries or like, you know, the special, I have this in the background. But anyways, so one of Rachel's friends like hits like, cause he went to my wedding. So like a couple of the girls that went to the wedding, you know, they're all like, hey, I saw Matt went to your wedding. Is he like, he's so my type, and I just, I'm single right now. And, is there a way you can hook us up? It's like people are so ridiculous. You know what I mean? So ridiculous, man. It's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not hooking you up. You know. All right. Anyways, that was a lot. All right. Ash, I think it's Ashlyn Hart 5190. Your intro is the absolute best of all intros. Thank you. And then Mike Nightmare 3. I've left my girlfriend before for lagging. My wife gets upset. Get another one. Life is short. God, that's terrible. Anyway, whatever. A lot of good things today. Comments today. Let me just go take a quick look at if there's any Q&A questions today. If anybody has said anything here, hold on. Let's go to this. Questions. When is your next comedy special? J. Lou. I don't know. I'm working on it because I don't know if I want to go to some place like HBO, Netflix, or someplace like that, like something traditional, and try to get that done, or if I'm just going to do it myself and put it on YouTube. Haven't decided yet. What do you think of Jordan Love with the Packers? I think Jordan Love had a good start, but I think Aaron Rodgers endorsed him. I think Aaron Rodgers, before he left, he saw how the kid was playing, and he was like, this guy's going to be good. I think he's going to be okay. So thank you. I think he's going to be all right. What do you think about the UFC this weekend? Didn't watch it. I'm not really a major UFC fan to the point where I want to watch it and like get the pay-per-view. I'm not there yet. I do appreciate it way more. The violence, not just the violence that bugs me. It's just like I appreciate more now chess of it, the different techniques, the different ways. Some people grapple, some people box, some people use taekwondo, some people use different martial arts methods to like win the fight. And I love seeing how some people adjust, some people don't. Some people think that what they're great at is better than what the other person is great at. But styles make fights, and when people don't change their style, I think they lose. I mean, it's very interesting. So UFC, I'm becoming more of a fan for sure, though. Griff, how do you feel about acting or being involved in independent movies? You know, it's great. I'm doing an independent movie right now, and it's actually really great. You know, shout out to the director, Charisse, and all the actors in the movie. It's a small little independent, and we're having a good time shooting it, you know. So hopefully we get like a big distribution when all this stuff gets settled, you know, and hopefully we could, you know, you guys will get a chance to see it. Anyway, whatever. All right, so thanks for being here, guys. You know, thank you as always for being a part of Riffin with Griffin. You know what? Right now, this is a good time to talk about our sponsor of the show, Factor. You know, Factor, guys. Factor meals. With a busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for a wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Okay, I'm going to tell you like this. I see this, the script is in front of me, but I just want to talk about this because I've gotten Factor. I had to test it out, and I really like this. I'm going to say this. If you're trying to lose weight and you're having trouble with portion control, Factor is the way to go because it's going to be the perfect amount of food you're going to need, perfectly packed, ready to go. You're not going to overeat, and it's great. And they are America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, all right? They have so many different types of meal plans, you know, all the different, like it's keto, it's vegetarian, breakfast, lunch, you know, there's so many different types of things, and if you don't want to cook, and it's actually great, you know, you're not wasting food, you're not overbuying things at the supermarket when you're trying to cook stuff. Everything comes ready to go. All right. So I do highly recommend Factor meals. And what you want to do, guys, is you want to head to factormeals.com/Griffin50 and use code Griffin50 to get 50% off. So listen, just try it. Try it. I'm telling you, try it. It's so easy, mailed right to your door. All right, try it. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. Head to factormeals.com/Griffin50 and use code Griffin50 to get 50% off. That's code Griffin50 at factormeals.com/Griffin50 to get 50% off. Don't forget to use code 50. Factor Meals, thanks for being a sponsor. All right, guys, we did it. You know, we took care of our business, and now we're here just to yap about stuff. All right, let's talk about this doctor visit that I went on. So, all right, I know you guys know I've been talking about it. You got the 6 weeks. We had 6 weeks, it was weird. 8 weeks, I was like, oh, man, I didn't know we were supposed to still worry. 10 weeks, it's like, oh, my God, we got arms and legs. And we're like, oh, we're ready to go. 14 weeks, they checked the nose and the spine for, like, Down syndrome and whatever else. So, in my mind, we're good to go. We're ready to go, man. I'm thinking, boom, we're buying baby clothes. It's really exciting, right? So then we have to get this big 20-week scan. I don't know if you guys know about it. The people with kids, modern right now, you know what I'm talking about. You go, it's like an ultrasound that's like a really intense ultrasound with like all different types of wands. And they're looking at the baby's brain, the spine, the feet, counting the fingers, counting the toes. The checking the brain stuff is like huge, and checking like the bone, the structure of the baby and all this stuff, right? So I'm thinking, we're just getting some the next step. All right, we're in the doctor's office, okay, and then we go into. They call us in pretty quick, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, because sometimes you go to the doctor, it's got a 1:00 appointment. You there at like 12:45. They got you waiting until 1:15, and then you go into the room, and then by 1:30, the doctor comes in, and you're like, well, this wasn't when my appointment was. My appointment was supposed to be at 1. Where the hell you been, right? No, we get in, sign in, few minutes, boom, we're in. We're now ready to go. She's laying on the table, got her belly out. We're about to do this thing. In walks the doctor, okay? Okay, and he walks in real somber, like, hey, you know? And I'm all right, okay, what's going on with you? He's like, hey, guys, listen, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna need a lot more time because I'm delivering some really bad news right now, you know? He's like in the other room delivering bad news to people. Guys, that was the moment I realized, we could get some bad news today. I was like, why would you do that? You know? And then he caught himself being like, hey, I'm going to bring you some snacks. So he goes to like a vending machine type snacks and comes back in with like apple juice box and like some cookies and stuff and being like, listen, you know, I need the time I need to take. I don't rush anybody when I'm giving them bad news. And I'm like, well, goddamn, dude. So then he leaves, right? So now we're looking at each other like, oh, I thought this was like, we're good already. I thought we were having a healthy baby, right? So then in walks another doctor, okay? And she is just stone-faced, man. She's like, hi, I'm going to start the exam for the doctor, you know? I'm Dr. So-and-so. And we're like, okay. She's way younger than the other guy, right? So you could tell, like, you know, she's like, not that she was inexperienced looking. I'm just saying in comparison to the other doctor, obviously he's been a doctor for way longer. So that she starts to test. And it's a long test, man. This test goes like an hour, okay? Like an hour or so. And then we're like, all right, so we're in there. You know, and this is like the big time place. Like we're going to like a big time clinic, you know, where we go. Like this is like a, you know, it's a good doctor where we're going, the place we're going. A few of my friends that have babies have gone to this, you know what I mean? Like, so we were sent here from our doctor that's, you know, anyways, you know, so this lady, she starts doing the thing. And so it's taking a while and she's looking. And so I'm all trying to get anything out of her, man. Anything. I'm saying, so how are we looking? At this point, could you have seen anything? And she just was like RoboCop, man. She's nothing. She gave me nothing, you know? And it's just, I'm trying my best to coax it out of her. Tell me something, you know, tell me something, you know? So finally, you know, she's like, you know, and then there was one moment where she was like, you know, she kept doing a certain area and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on here? And then she like, you know, she says, thank you. I'm going to go confer with the doctor. And I'm like, just no bedside manner. The bedside manner, like, we're that's it. We're having a wolf or something. You know what I mean? There's a gremlin in my wife's belly. So the doctor comes back in, you know, and he's like, I'm really sorry about that. Then he sits down and he starts doing ultrasound stuff. And he's like training her on my wife. You know, he's like, oh, I see why you couldn't get the one shot. Here's how you do it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, my God, people, what is happening? Tell me something, you know? And then finally the doctor's like, you know, casually like, oh, you guys, this is great. Everything's great. Everything's great. Your baby's so healthy. Everything's going to be great. You know, but it was like such a nerve-wracking experience, man. You know, it was just so, because like in comparison to the other place we go, you know, the ultrasound lady's this French woman and she's like, hello, you know, your baby is moving and kicking, and you know, she's just like, whoo, it's so exciting, you know, you're just kind of like, yay, like this is what you want your ultrasound nurse to be like, just excited and like being like, oh my God, this is great. And so I know if we went back to her and if she was like stone faced, I would know something's wrong because the way she's interacted with us. So I was expecting like something, but you know, if you're having a baby or if you've had a baby, you know what we're going through. And if you haven't had a baby, it's just like an emotional roller coaster from start to finish, man. So crazy. But it was good. I enjoyed the, you know, it's good to know that everything is working out. All right, let's get to this Twitter situation. All right. So I'm at the Comedy Store the other night, Sunday night. I'm at the Comedy Store. I'm last. The lineup's great. It's like Arsenio Hall and all these kind of people are on the show, and I'm the last guy on the show. So I'm in the room, you know, and the last few comics are in the room. They're talking, and there's a situation going on. Every comic is like a little annoyed. Like there's two people in the front row that just won't shut up. It's like a thing, you know? It's not really a lot of security there on a Sunday night, I guess. And it's the kind of thing where sometimes people are disruptive to like where you go, okay, well, we can't necessarily kick these people out, but they're ruining the show, okay? It's like people are trying to do their set, and then they're saying things. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? Like they think they're helping. They think this is fun. And most of the comics were trying to like, okay, let me just get past this. Let me try to like work it out. But I know everyone's freaking annoyed. So I go out. I'm last. As soon as I come out, they saying something. I ignore them. I did this on purpose. I ignored them the whole show, even though they tried their best to ruin my set. But I smashed it. I'm killing it. I know I'm doing a good set. They're still trying to ruin the show. I could see them, people around them, they're disrupting people around them, okay? But I don't say anything because I've had this happen in the past, and I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I was in Dallas a few months back, and there was a guy in the show that was like drunk or something was up with him, and he just was like, whoom. And in the middle of the show, I had to be like, man, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know, I just went in on the guy. Well, later, somebody sent me a message that was at the show. And the guy was like, hey, man, I just want you to know, like, I don't know what was going on because I didn't hear anything, you know. And it just like, you really went in on that guy so hard. I don't understand that. And it just really set the show. The tone of the show was just different. And the crowd was weird. And that was the moment I was like, oh, wow, it's because of that. See, this is what happens when there's like a big room. If there's a big room and there's a heckler, there's someone disruptive. You, as a comic, I may see it. And I may see the people that it's affecting, right? But I don't realize is there is still a large majority of the room can't hear it, don't know what's going on, and they just want to enjoy the show. So I thought about that. So shout out to that guy in Dallas that sent me that message because I thought, oh, you know what? I do want to go off on these two right now, but I'm going to wait. The people that are here, the majority of the people deserve my best. I will give them my best. So at the end of my show, I dealt with it. You know, I told him, shut up. I went in. Okay. Was I aggressive? Yes. Because I was upset, and I was upset for all the comics, not just for me, but for everyone. So I went in on these chicks, you know, and I have this thing I do. It's just a trick. Okay. It's just a trick. It's a little, what do you call it? Easter egg, or not Easter egg, but it's a little, you know, bear trap, or I forgot the term you use, right? But this is what happens, especially with a female heckler. They won't stop, right? This is how you get them to stop. I go, you know what? I grant you the last word. I'm going to allow you to have the last word. And what happens is their ego, they hear that and go, oh, you're not going to tell me when I can speak. And you know what they do? They don't say anything, which is what I wanted. And then I'll say, that's how you get and I use the C word. I won't say it. That's how you get, you know, to shut up. Right? And then a large majority of people cheered, and I sailed off into the sunset. So later, I get a message from one of the comics that was on the show, and it was like, hey, man, you see that tweet? You know, because apparently, you know, somebody tweeted at the Comedy Store and me. But, like, I have my thing locked down where I don't even see stuff, you know. So there's so many trolls and nonsense that they have some great settings on Twitter or X, whatever you call it now, that you don't even have to see people. You don't have to even see what they write. You know, it's off in the ether. But I checked because one of the comics was like, yo, did you see this? So I want to go over it with you guys, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel about this and everything that went on, okay? So the original post, this guy goes, great night at the Comedy Store until Erik Griffin berated a woman in the front row that was annoying the comics. After tearing her apart, he culminated in saying, and that's how you get a C word, to shut the fuck up. He was enraged, like scary, abusive husband vibes. I saw this, and he tweeted at me, so I take offense. So I write back to the guy The part Mr. Virtue Signal, look at me, I'm a good person, left out was the lady was drunk and disruptive to everyone around her and the comics. I waited till the end to let her know, but thanks for the sideline report. You see, my problem with this, guys, is, yes, I was going in on this lady. Like, what's my overall issue? Let's just go over that, like, step by step, so we can talk about this. One, as I said, these people were like, the lady was drunk. And by the way, in the parking lot, she was going at me in the parking lot too. Okay. That's a whole other thing. All right. So did I go hard? Yeah, I did. Not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was being nice. I wasn't being nice. I was being mean on purpose because I was really fed up with how these two were being the whole show. What's my issue? My issue is that two things. One, Mr. I'm a good person here, the way he mischaracterized the whole thing. The way this idiot wrote this thing, he made it out like these two weren't doing anything at all. And everything was fine. And he compared me. He called me an abusive husband, basically. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, that's such not what happened. You know what I mean? And this is like, my issue is, can we just have moments without sharing them on the internet? That's what it is. Can we just have a moment? Let's say you in that show and you in the back and you see me do this and you didn't even see what was going on. You're like, damn, he's going in on these people. Either you go, wow, man. Either you're in your mind, you say, well, damn, that must have been some real bad hecklers up there. Or you go, oh, that guy, why did he do that? He didn't have to go so hard. Then you go, oh, well, I still had a good show. There was 10 other comics on the show. And you go home and you live your life and you let it go. But no, we live in a world now where idiots like this want to, like, hey, he wants to show his, I don't even know how many followers he has. Probably not a lot. Let me show them, hey, guys, do you see what a good person I am? I need to tell you what happened last night. Your dumb followers don't know what happened last night. You just are saying how you want to say it to paint me off like I'm some crazy person. And I thought that was unfair. How about you just, like, go home? Okay? Just go home. This is just, like, unbelievable. Just go home, right? And then, I don't know. It's like, my thing is like, I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care you don't think I'm funny. If I'm, especially like at the Comedy Store, a lot of comics are working on things. I might be working on something. I might be taking some artistic liberties to try to figure out my set for when I'm on the road or I'm doing bigger shows, right? And then people might not like it. So they're going to be like, ugh, I didn't like that. And then the problem there is then they go to Twitter and they're like, well, I saw him talking about this. Or I saw this female comic saying this or whatever. And I can't believe, you know what? It's art. We're working on it. Not everything needs to be shared to the internet. For what? Like this guy trying to make out like he's like a white knight in shining armor from the internet. Like if you thought I was being so terrible, approach me after the show then if you got something to say. Or in the middle of the show, be like, hey man, that's too far. Did he do that? No, because he's a coward. That's what cowards do. They immediately go to the internet, act all with their Twitter fingers, keyboard warrior style, and then think like, yes, I let all 50 of my followers know I'm a good person. That's what this guy did. Guy got like 5,000, 6,000 followers talking about he's like a therapist. I'm like, what? Like, man, Can you imagine trusting somebody that thinks like that? It's like, this is the world we live in now. And my thing is this. Again, everything about it was inappropriate. The drunk girls, the club not doing anything about it till the end, nothing about it, not even coming over to them and being like, okay, it's time to go. Okay, hey, can we move you to the back because it seems like you're, thing. My reaction, everything was over the top. How about this? When it's done, we move on with our lives and we just go. We had that moment. It was good for some, terrible for some, and we move on. But no, everybody, we have to go to Twitter and mischaracterize it or go on your stupid solo podcast. Oh, wait, that's me. Just kidding. You get my point, though, right? It's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Does everything have to be shared? And like, do a podcast and talk about it. You know what I mean? It's like, but like, to tag me, it's one thing to, like, you're on your Twitter, and more power to you. Tweet whatever you want. Hey, fans, hey, fans, here's what happened to me. Boom, 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 right? And then, but you tagged me, so you wanted me to see it. So now you getting it, son. And everybody, and I tweeted it back. And then like 95% of the responses are just like, dude, shut up, dude. And I really appreciate all the support people that have for comedy. Not me, for comedy. For the comedy club experience. And I appreciate that. So shout out and kudos to all the people that, are a part of this right now, that made it, what it was. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's unbelievable. I don't know. It's just, it really is unbelievable that people are like this, but whatever. It's done. I wanted to talk about it. Anyways. All right. So what else is going on? I did want to talk. Oh, let me just go to some internet stories that I have. So this, some more craziness from the internet. Let's do that on my Erik Griffin topics. Wait, what's going on here? Yeah. Oh, here we go. My Riffin topics, y'all. First one is this. I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't know if you guys saw this thing about the Trumps, but so somebody hacked Donald Jr.'s account and posted that Trump had died. And I was like, God damn. That's terrible. But you know what this is about? Two-factor authentication. Let me just tell you this. Guys, everything you have, any kind of like public account, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, email, just all kinds of stuff, even your Xbox account, PS5 accounts, any accounts you have, information, emails, or anything you have, turn on the two-factor authentication. Do it right now, guys. I'm telling you, do it right now. Do the two-factor authentication or use the Authenticator app, the Google Authenticator app. They have a bunch of Authenticator apps you can use to protect your information. Like, I don't know the details of, maybe it was like, some like, if it was some professional hacker, it is what it is. But I'm just telling you, for you common people, all of us, the rest of us in the world, you got to be careful. Don't sometimes you get a weird text message with a link, or sometimes you get an email that you think is from Facebook that's like, hey, your account has been, deactivated because of this reason. Click here to fix it. That ain't Facebook. If you get a phone call or a text message from the government, like, hey, your social security number, we're turning it off. All that kind of stuff, none of that shit is real, man. Be careful out there. Be careful. So right now, for your Instagram, whatever social media account you use the most, make sure you get that two-factor authentication going to protect yourself. So that's what I thought when I saw this. I was like, damn, Don Jr., you don't got two-factor on, homie? It just feels like he did it. You know what I mean? Somebody, I feel like his password was just Trump backwards or something. It was crazy. So make sure you guys do that. You know what I mean? Here's one of these weird internet stories I thought was super weird. The bride wants to divorce from her husband after their wedding for smashing cake in her face. I don't know if this is true, but I love reading these headlines and just talking about them sometimes. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with this story, but just the actual concept of this being a thing. How flimsy is your love for somebody that this is the reason why you're going to leave them? Like, you shouldn't have got married in the first place. If this is why you're going to leave somebody, they put some cake in your face, then your whole relationship is a fraud. Your relationship is a fraud if this is, there's so many things that happen in marriage that you just, like, you get up, you might get up and fart in your wife's face by accident. That's some divorceable stuff compared to a fun tradition that people do at weddings. You know what I mean? It's so silly. It's like I say, flimsy. Your relationship was flimsy. What are you doing? That's all I have to say about that. Last story from one of my favorite sites, Puberty. I love Puberty. You guys should give them a follow. Shout out to Puberty. Turns out Keanu Reeves pushed for John Wick's character to be killed off in the fourth movie. This happens a lot with these big stars. I remember Sigourney Weaver in the Aliens series. So Aliens 3, she was a producer and she was, part of the, making sure the story. And she was adamant, spoiler alert, that Ripley, her character, dies. Okay? Sometimes you think your career is going to last forever and it's going to always be this big. And at the time, she was like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rambo, you know what I mean? Like Sylvester Stallone level of like action star. Like the Aliens franchise was huge. Okay. She kills herself in the movie. She gets herself killed in the movie. Of course, some years later, the life isn't going the way you thought it was going to go. Here comes Aliens 4 with who? Sigourney Weaver, where they had to come up with some weird reason why she's alive. So I'm not saying that's going to happen for Keanu Reeves, but maybe he's just run its course. Because it's like, how many people are John Wick going to kill? How many? Like the High Table, that's the big organization in this movie. How many henchmen can they possibly hire? At a certain point, you're going to hear about this and be like, nah, I'm going to call John Wick and I'm going to be on his side. Because apparently 700 people ain't enough to stop him, so I'm going to be with him. Start a new table. I want to go to John Wick's table. Like if I was a henchman assassin in the John Wick universe after 4 movies and John Wick has killed 700 of your colleagues, I'm out. Right? You're like, hey, you text him because they all got their numbers. You'd be like, hey, John, it's Erik, assassin, from Culver City. Yeah, man, not with the High Table anymore. You want to talk, collab? You know what I mean? You want collab? Because, I'm not trying to get in your way, dog. I mean, it's like, so maybe he's just done with it because there's nowhere else to go with this. There's nowhere else to go. So, I don't know. Good job, but I just feel like it's time to go, John Wick. I'm going to end the podcast with something that is really precious to my heart, guys. And you know what that is? For all you gaming folk. Oh, wait. Oops. Let me do this. I see what the problem is. Hold up. I got to turn this off. This thing never works the way I want it to work, man. Never. It doesn't even make sense. Let's go here, and then we'll go back here. Boom. There it is. Well, you can't really see, but it's like Call of Duty. Oh, I had the wrong one, the 2.01, but whatever. I got my Call of Duty background. So tomorrow, officially, Call of Duty, and I think this is like one of the first time. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I don't know, but in my experience, when a game comes out, you have servers that they run the game on. And so people can still play those games. Like Call of Duty Black Ops is one of their first battle royale game, I believe. Came out right before the pandemic. That was the first kind of Call of Duty battle royale game I've ever played. And that game's still active right now. It's still active. Like, you can still play it. It's hard to get a game because there's not a lot of people playing it, but you can get a game, right? Those servers are still on. So cut to then Warzone comes out. I'm playing Call of Duty. I'm loving it. And then Warzone comes out, and it's this massive battle royale game with 150 people on this beautiful map called Verdansk. And it's got downtown. It's got farmlands. It's this huge map. You interactive playing with 150 people. And a battle royale is like, what it is there's a circle, okay? And after like 5 minutes, the circle closes, and the circle closes, and you have to keep heading to the center of the circle, and the last person left is the winner. It's such a perfect game. It's always different. So I made it through the pandemic playing Warzone and building up my channel, Erik Griffin Gaming, by the way, building up my channel daily during the making money, streaming, turning myself into an old man streamer, and interacting with the fans, and making some really good friends. Like shout out to the Erik Griffin Gaming community. They are loyal. They're gonna help. They have helped me. I'm buying a crib. I'm buying baby stuff with all the gaming money that I've made, thanks to them. And I give them content. I interact with them. But these people are great. You know, I know them. I know some of them by name. I've met them at shows. They come to my shows and all over the country. I got good moderators that are moderating my channel. There's like 10 of them, you know. They're great dudes, and it's like they're great ladies, both sides. I got some great ladies out there. Svet, she's great. Adria, she's great. All the girl mods on my channel. All the guys, you know, it's like, it's great. So Warzone was great. We bonded over it, and now since then they've changed it. So you had Warzone 1. We had this beautiful map for dance. Then there was like all kinds of things they changed in that, which I did not appreciate. And then they were going to make a new map. And then they had these side maps of like a smaller battle royale version of the game called Resurgence, right? So that's a great game too. And they had these two great maps for that. And we were like rocking and rolling. And the game got to a perfect point where they fixed the movement and the shooting. And it was like, oh man, this is great. And then they made a new map called Caldera. And it was trash, like the worst. And then it was downhill from there. And so then we kept going, and then it was like, man, this kind of sucks. But they still had Resurgence maps. They had like Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep, these two great smaller maps. So everybody was playing that. And then Warzone 2 came out recently in the last like 9 months. Warzone 2 came out. And it was a huge disappointment. I still play it every single day because I love Warzone. I love Call of Duty. But the map and the engine and the gameplay, it's different, and it's not necessarily what we wanted. But what we really want is like, hey, still keep these other maps. But of course they didn't. They made it so you could only play Caldera, which everybody hated, and then they had the Warzone map, and then this new Resurgence map, this island, trash island. So anyways, Warzone 2's here. They have this new map. Then they have now they made two new maps, and it's kind of like, okay, we love these two maps, and we're playing this, but there's still people that was playing Caldera, and because they thought that everyone was gonna move to Warzone 2, and it was gonna be this millions of people playing this game, and that's not what happened. They won't even release the numbers, you know. Call of Duty and Activision, they're like Netflix. They're not releasing the numbers, so you can't see what people are doing. So now, anyways, to say all that, they're actually going to turn off the servers. And this is the first time I think they've ever done this. I take offense because we had to buy Modern Warfare. We had to buy Modern Warfare. We had to buy Cold War, and we had to buy Vanguard. I think those. I don't know, chat. If you're into what I'm saying, do you know if the multiplayer versions of those games are still on, or did they turn it all off? Yeah, Steam can only see the player count for Steam. I see somebody in the chat that said that, dead to rights. No, but it doesn't see the entire fan base of who's playing. It's only that server that they're showing. But anyways, so I don't know if those multiplayer games are going to get turned off because I bought all those games. It's like, so that's crazy. But there's actually no point. Like, there's no point in playing Modern Warfare unless you are a true multiplayer player. You love playing multiplayer. But it was great because it was like cross-pollinating. You know, you'd be like, you would rank up your guns in multiplayer and then take them to the big Warzone map. So they are turning off the servers. But I just want to say, that being said, everything I've said, all the crap I'm saying about it, because it's so frustrating, I will say this. I do appreciate all the people that made Call of Duty. Treyarch, Activision, all the gaming companies that contributed to make this really fabulous game. And I'm playing it today because of Warzone 1, and it is sad to see the servers being turned off, and it's like the end of an era. I know that they're looking forward, and then like a new Modern Warfare 3, I believe, is about to come out. Is that right? Modern Warfare 3? Because Modern Warfare 2, I don't even know what Modern Warfare are we on right now. But the new one's going to come out with a new engine and then a new Warzone, game experience. So I am looking forward to that. If you're into Warzone, you can come to my channel, watch me play. Sometimes I play with fans. I do want to get back to doing the customs. I've just been really busy. Like, guys, tonight I'm flying to DC tonight. After this podcast, I got to pack, spend time with my wife. I got to do a little bit of stream because I haven't done my stream. And then, I'm going to the airport. So I just want to say again, kudos, shout out to Call of Duty, the makers of Call of Duty. I don't know what to say other than like I've enjoyed your game. You know what I mean? I have seriously enjoyed your game. And, King, I just saw a post from J God, and shout out to J God. I've had him on the podcast. He's like my favorite nerd ever. They're shutting down the Warzone 1 servers, Caldera servers, which was Verdansk and all that stuff. They're shutting the servers down. So it's like, wow. It's like I say, it just reminds me of it's the end of an era. So, it is what it is. Once again, I want to thank Factor for being a sponsor of the show today. I want to thank all of you guys for being here. Even shout out to Twitter Fingers for running your mouth. You gave me something to talk about on my podcast, and I appreciate that. Y'all know how we do. So right now, guys, make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you know when I'm going live on Wednesdays. Next week is going to be real tough. I don't know how I'm going to do that because I think I'm shooting that day. Twitch, I'm going to be on Twitch in like 10 minutes. On 10 minutes, I'm going to be on the Twitch. And then if you want to support the show, you could be a Patreon member to support the show. You could be a YouTube member to support the show. Or you could be a Twitch subscriber to support the show. Any one of those ways you want to support the show, I totally appreciate you on that. Okay. You know what time it is. It's that rap recap. Come on back. Twitter fingers should get slapped. Went to a show. Them hecklers had to go. Went home to a Twitter hoe. Woo, Caldera. It's gone. This my song. Oh, Riffin with Griffin. Always spliffing. I don't know what that means. But you been seen. Woo! Y'all been keen. Living the dream. I ain't mean. Just been seen by the whole chat. Now this big cap rap. Sometimes I'm fat, but I'm big cat. All right. I'm actually exhausted. Those are my exhausted dad rhymes. One day I'm just going to write the rhymes out ahead of time. Then I'm going to be on here flowing and killing it. Y'all going to be like, damn, Griff. But in the meantime, thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin, and I will see you next week.